Hi, everybody. This is Jonah with another episode of Moving Women Forward podcast. Today is about the steps that can get also your LinkedIn page grow further than you have envisioned it or based on your vision and mission. Now, I'm going to go back to the LinkedIn pages. So it's about how to double those LinkedIn page followers in just a few weeks' time. There are three precise changes that created miserable movement, visibility, engagement, and follow growth within a short space for my client in the leadership coaching space. If you are a founder, you manage a company page, and you are posting into the void, basically, the LinkedIn has 2 billion users, and that will show you how crowded is the space. Most pages do not lack growth because they are not putting the effort, because they are not posting, but lack from failure and misalignment of the content. So someone is posting something today, another team member is posting another thing tomorrow, and everybody is posting different point of views around the content. Now, the starting point, when I reviewed this client's LinkedIn page, there were three clear issues showing up straight away. Again, this is all measurable movement in terms of visibility, engagement, and follower growth within short times of space. So I said a few weeks. That is the time frame that I've measured the metrics, and so I focus on those metrics to understand what happened to the LinkedIn page with my client and how he grew. The message was repetitive. It was going back to some form of content. This is not about evergreen content. This is not about repurposing, but repetition means that it was all the same and talking about the same piece of content across the months. Now, it was misaligned. The audience was listening to different pieces of content. One was from the founder, in this case yourself, if you are listening to this podcast. Another piece of content was from the sales team. Someone in the sales was posting something every now and then. And another one from the customer service, again, was doing the same similar approach to the LinkedIn page. The page lacked direction. So if you are also in a partnership, in a business partnership, it is important and crucial that you both, or whoever, how many people are in the party, so how many people are participating in this page, they post the same topic with clear strategic overview. So it's not about I'm posting today, you posting tomorrow, and all about how many times a week we're doing it. It's great, we're doing that 5 times a week or even 10 times a week. No, it is what feels generic. If you are posting generically and you're targeting different pieces of your ideal audience, so ideal client, it's not going to work. You either have one ideal client or you cannot have more than one ideal client. It will be, it would have been said, ideal clients persona. No, it's one person and one ideal client that you are targeting with your content. So if you're talking about topics, different topics, they feel detached, this is basically costing you followers. Because if you are talking to me, then I am clearly following your page and I want to engage with your content. But if you are talking to my neighbor in the parenting space, there's nothing to do with leadership. It's leadership with family and kids. They have to lead by example, but this is not who you're targeting. So if my neighbor is in the parenting space, that's not your ideal target, isn't it? This is not your ideal client. Again, the topic must be all aligned, must be all together. If you fail from lack of alignment, then your page will fall apart. What is the purpose of the business? Social media doesn't work on its own. It works based on the purpose of your business. So what is your goal and what do you want to get out of that LinkedIn page? So with my client's LinkedIn page, we'll rebuild 3 core areas, and I'm going to tell them to you very soon. But before I do that, give us a like, follow our podcast, give us a follow. We would appreciate that. And if you have any comment of the type of content that you want to see or listen in the future, please pop that in the comments and I'll be very happy to take that on board and tailor the content to your specific interest that you have put in your comments. Right, going back to this LinkedIn page, we rebuilt 3 core areas for this leadership coaching company. They are based in UK. Just to be clear of the demographic, it's really important to understand demographics, because if you are a listener from the States or any part of Europe or somewhere in the world, it's important that you understand what is happening in your demographics landscape. So we removed repetitive misaligned copy. Obviously, we didn't scrape it out and chop it and delete the content, but we removed the intent of that misaligned copy and replace it with a proper alignment and a proper structure that gives you a clarity and who are you targeting with your content is talking to. The second step, so maybe this is a very quick one, but I want to very quickly say that by adding strategic focused content, you are also building a structure around that content. You are not just creating pieces of a detached flow of content. You are bringing that together and what your ideas are and how you're conveying your messaging about your business, your vision, and your mission. That's where the structure comes in. Structure is not just putting one piece here and one piece there, asking Shahid from the sales or Natasha from the customer service brackets. You will understand that I talk about these two avatars, team members' avatar in your company. Without no offense, they are just an example of names that I've picked up during my content creation and ideas on how to make it a bit more engaging for you whilst you're watching or you're listening to the podcast. So add strategically focused content. How do you do that? To add a strategically focused content, you have to have a strategy in place. You have to understand all the pieces of the puzzle that build up your LinkedIn page. The third point, which is really one of the most important parts of the LinkedIn page conversations and how the LinkedIn page will grow, is not just by adding random information, so not sporadic, but a well-structured call to action. It has to have a direct order, a direct action. So you are not acting yourself, but your audience, you are diverting your audience to take an action. This is a mission-driven version of your past content. It cannot be an unstructured call to action, like my page because it's fun. Why am I liking your page? Think of that in that regard. Think of why am I taking an action onto your page or onto your piece of content in this case. Every single post that you are posting out on LinkedIn page must have a clear call to action. If you are not able to have that to figure out or to work out which is the best call to action, I'd be happy to help you double your LinkedIn followers, page followers, as well as give that call to action plan for your future content. The client also increased their impressions, page impression, by 900% in just over a week time. It sounds a lot. It's great. But this is what you are aiming for. You are aiming to double your page, increase your impressions, and also a shift in engagement. The outcome, with just a few weeks, over a week time, the changes began to show up in the data. Followers doubled, impression increased by 900%, and more importantly, the engagement shifted, as I mentioned just now. So it is not just the volume that speaks up, but also the quality. The right people started interacting, commenting, and paying attention to the page. This is what you want with your LinkedIn page. It is not random. If your company page is not performing, it's not because the platform is there or is doing a wrong to you or something is dodgy with the platform. It is because you are not reaching to your ICP, your ideal client persona. So your content is not tightly enough around the strategy and the structure that you are building your content on. If you want to refine your LinkedIn page that actually supports your wider business goals, I'd love to do a focus one-to-one strategy power session that gives you clarity using my 3-step framework, which is strategy, structure, and consistent. You will leave with practical plan you can implement immediately and not just ideas that you start to execute. So your year's worth of inconsistent and low engagement presence in just 90 minutes with me, one-to-one. My client doubled the LinkedIn page followers in just a few weeks' time, grew the impressions or increased the impression by 900%, again, in just a week time, first week after the strategy. But another London-based well-being expert reached a whopping 778 increase in views in just a week time. Reach out to me. You can post in the comments or you can DM me, and I'll be happy to host, to get that one-to-one strategy power session with you in the space of 90 minutes. So reach out and I can send you further information. Watch the space. Another episode is coming out soon.